welcome back to the channel. Today it's gonna be me. We are prepping for Lexi's birthday party on Saturday, and she wanted to do a bunny theme since her birthday falls in the middle of Easter week. So I am doing a cupcake cake for her and some cupcakes. Really super simple. So I thought I would show you guys how to do it. So I do have my Cardinals jersey on today. We are a house divided. It is opening day for Cardinals and Cubs. So for St. Louis fans, we're wearing our Cardinals. But Lexi wore her Cubs today to school. They were encouraged to wear their favorite team. So of course she had to have a little shirt and bow. But anyway, so for a cupcake cake, you are obviously going to need some type of board to put them on. And then you are just going to need baked and cooled cupcakes. If you don't have the time to make cupcakes, most people don't realize you can go to your local big box retailer that sells cupcakes that they make themselves, and they get them in big boxes frozen, and then they thaw them and frost them. You can actually buy them, just a tray of plain cupcakes without any frosting if you want to do the decorating yourself. So that is a hack that could save you some time. So let me get the camera all set up to show you what I'm doing, and then I will come back. Okay, so with the cupcake cake, you want to kind of map out your design for the cupcakes. This is my rough sketch. I'll show you the pattern I found on Pinterest that actually shows you what you need, and then you want to see if it's going to fit on your board so you can lay all your cupcakes out the way you think you want them before actually committing to what you're doing. So let me get mine all laid out, and then we will go from there. Okay, so I have them all laid out in the shape that I want, and I've just placed them on the board. I'm doing half and half because I know Lexi likes vanilla cupcakes, white ones. Some people like chocolate, and I find that it's easier just to lay them out half and half, so that way when you go to grab them, you know which side is which, depending upon what each kid wants, instead of like alternating them for aesthetics, and then you're having to like go all over the place to get cupcakes. I did have 27 cupcakes for my design. Always count out how many you need, and then divide that in half so you know how many white you're gonna need, how many chocolate you're gonna need. So I did 14 white and 13 chocolate. So the trick with cupcake cakes is this. You could just leave it like this and start to frost it, but it is going to slide all around your board. So what you want to do is take some frosting, and you want to put a little dollop, just like that, not a lot, on the bottom of each cupcake, and kind of press it into the board, and then it's not going to slide anywhere. And you don't need a ton. And this is just a Wilton piping bag with just the coupler inside there. There's no tip screwed on or anything, because when you're just base icing, you just want a big fat line of icing. So you don't necessarily need like a fancy tip on there yet. So I'm going to go ahead and get all of these quote unquote glued down to the board with icing, and then show you what's next. All right, so I have them all glued down to the board with the frosting glued, and now I am just going to take and ice the entire top of it. Now, if you look, my white cupcakes rose a little bit higher than my chocolate. The batter was a little bit thicker. I don't know. I probably overfilled them a little bit. So I am going to have to, if I really wanted to, I could have cut some of the tops off of the white ones, but I don't have time for that. I got stuff to do today. So I am going to just make sure I build up the icing on the chocolate side so that it is even whenever I go to smooth it out. So literally all you're going to do is start piping your border. Now, once you have your border piped, you can take your frosting and go back in and fill in all the cupcakes. And notice that there's going to be holes. We're going to have to go back in and fill those later, because otherwise there will be parts of your cake that are sunken in. So I'm going to continue filling all these, and then I'll come back and show you what I do for those holes. Okay, so I've got all the tops iced. Now I'm going to go back through and fill in any spots that still need frosting, because you want the top of your cake to look flat. So if you've got big gaps everywhere, when you go to smooth it out, it will not look correct. It will have sunken in spots. So I'm gonna finish this and then I'll come back. All right, now I've got all my holes filled in. So I'm just going to take Wilton, like their little long spatula, and a bench scraper. If you want to get Wilton's plastic one, you can. I've just never invested in one because I have this really nice metal bench scraper. And basically, you're going to go around with this first, and you are just going to kind of start carefully just spreading out the icing a little bit, because you kind of want to, I'm doing it smooth. You could have done a textured bunny and done like little stars all over or some other type of tip. No, I am doing a smooth bunny because that's what Lexi wanted. I mean, if you think about it, little bunny's furs aren't all over the place anyway, so they're pretty like normal looking. So you just kind of go around the edges. And get everything, you start to smooth it out. Depending upon how cold your frosting is, I like frosting to be at room temperature unless I'm piping roses or doing intricate detail work or writing. I think that room temperature frosting is the best for base icing, and then you can kind of just let it chill for a bit and hang out if you need to. And then you can have chilled frosting for the other stuff, like not, because the more you work with it, the hotter it gets and it heats up, then it's not going to be the best. All right, so then you're going to have a separate bowl, and that's where you're going to scrape all the excess into, because that's still good frosting. You can still use it, right? So now that I've gotten most of that done, I'm going to take the bench scraper, or if you have a regular like Wilton or Deco Pack scraper, and I am literally just going to start smoothing this out. And like, see how that cupcake is so tall, it needs a little bit more frosting. So I've got it mostly evened out. The last thing I'm doing is taking my bench scraper, and you just kind of go around the edges like this, and that smooths out your edges. And then if there's any spots you still feel like you can try to even out. So now that I have everything completely base diced and smoothed out the way that I want, I'm going to take a little, this is the back of a Wilton paintbrush, basically, and I'm just going to use it to draw the outline of where I want everything. So for the ears, I'm just going to kind of follow the shape that it already is, and that's going to be where I'm going to put the pink. So you're not going to see where I drew this line because it's going to get covered up with frosting. So I'm going to try to go similar. And you don't have to do it too deep. You literally just need to get the surface because that's just where you're drawing your line. And if you were uncomfortable drawing this freehand, you could like find a template on the internet and print it out and like kind of like cut them out and use that to like trace around. But I'm just okay drawing it freehand. Okay, so now I am just going to use a fat tip from Wilton. This is number 10 because the ears are bigger, so I can get away with a fatter tip. This is just a number 10 from Wilton, and I'm going to trace the ear lines I just made. So I'm going to trace the other one. And fill this in. By the way, this frosting is neon pink. I've dyed it. You can get the colors at the store. I don't like using food dyes, and we don't eat like this all the time, but special occasions calls for do what you can. I'm looking into natural food dyes. We'll see how that goes. But in the meantime, this is what I've got. So. Now for the nose and the smile, I am going to use Wilton's number 4 tip. It's a little smaller so you can be more precise. So I didn't need much of the black frosting. You can find black food dye at the store. Put enough in there so it's not gray, but you don't need to go overboard. Now for the eyes, I'm again using that number 4 tip because I want to be a little more precise. And I'm going to draw a round oval and trace my design. And then you're only going to do the bottom part. Like that. So here is the final product. The easiest cupcake cake you ever did see. You only need 3 colors of frosting, white, pink, and black. And it's very simple to do. So that was an easy cupcake cake. Tomorrow I'm going to be making the actual cupcakes that are going to be extras for the party. So I'll show you what I do for those. They're very cute. It looks like little eggs sitting in the grass. So stay tuned for that. I'll see you tomorrow. Well, Good morning. It is the next day. I'm here to finish up the last of the cupcakes. So what I have is just chocolate and vanilla cupcakes left over that I didn't use for the cupcake cake. And I am going to turn those into cute little cupcakes that look like they are Easter eggs sitting in the grass. Now, Lexi chose this color of green. It is neon green. I've been using gel food coloring, which you can find at the grocery store. They have all different colors, including neon. So that's what I'm going to use. And then for my eggs, for the chocolate cupcakes, I have these little M&M chocolate Easter eggs. And then for the other cupcakes, the vanilla, the white ones, I have these jelly bean ones. Because if they're like me and they pick a vanilla cupcake because they don't like chocolate, they probably don't want a chocolate M&M on top of their cupcake. So, and that's also an easy way to tell them apart. So let me turn the camera down. I'll angle it so you can see what I'm doing. It is super easy, but before we begin, I'll show you what my setup is. This is Wilton's, I call it the grass tip, but it can be used for more than just grass. It's number 233. It's got all those holes in the bottom. Basically, it can make anything like grass or fur. I used it, I'll see if I can find a picture and put it down here. I used it to make an Elmo birthday cake when Lexi turned 1. So you can do all kinds of things with the grass tip, not just grass. But in this case, we're actually making grass. So anyway, let me angle the camera down. Alright, so hopefully you can see what's going on here. Move some of these out of the way. So here I've got a white cupcake. I'm going to set it down for you. So you're going to start in the middle and you're just going to pipe and pull up. And you're just going to keep going in the center. Turn it around as you need to. You can make the grass as long or as short as you want. And then when you get to the outer edge, you want it maybe a teeny bit long so it can hang a little bit and look like grass. Alright, I've just got this last little bit to do. And voila. So this is what it looks like with the grass all on there. So now, because this is a white cupcake, I'm going to pick 3 colors of jelly beans, my clean hands that I just washed. Try to pick 3 contrasting colors so it gives a little bit contrast. And then you're just going to kind of stand them up against each other in the middle like this. And that's what the cupcake looks like. So that's all you have to do. It's truly that simple to make these little cupcakes. So let me finish making the rest of these and then I'll come back and show you when I'm all done. So I finished all of the cupcakes. I got all of my M&M and jelly bean eggs on, and so all that's left to do is box them up and put them in the fridge. I am making these a day in advance. If you're working with any type of frosting, be it buttercream or whipped, you want to leave your stuff in the fridge because you want the frosting to harden up and you don't want it to be really soft and runny. Especially working with a piping bag, your hands warm up the frosting, so you can do a few and then stick your piping bag in the fridge to let the frosting kind of like get a little bit stiff again and chilled, and then take it back out. So I did them in chunks at a time, so that way I wasn't working with super goopy frosting. But let me turn around and show you what we've got. So here are the finished product. They turned out super cute in my opinion. So this, along with her bunny cupcake cake, and I think these will be really cute. So thank you so much for watching this little video about Easter prep for Lexi. Cute and easy Easter ideas, not necessarily for a birthday party, could also be for an Easter party. So we will see you next time, and I think our next video is going to probably be Lexi's birthday. So thank you so much for watching, and don't forget, as Lexi always says, to like, subscribe, and hit the bell to be notified when we upload another video. Bye.